It's all about, and look, governments have got to understand this. If you've got a pot of capital right now, you've got it, I've got, anybody's got it. And if you've got a choice as to where you put that pot of capital, you're going to put it where you think you've got the best chance of making money. And like, say, for example, Albo and his whole thing about building 1.2 million homes, right? Just on a side.
Yeah.
The reason why he's actually way behind in those targets is because if you're a property developer, the risk of building a home right now is so high and the chance of making a profit on that is so small,
that's right.
You don't build. Now, the government says, we're going to get out there and we're going to give money to states and we're going to give encouragement.
So small fry.
Right?
Like,
so
we're going to encourage, apprentices. Well,
yes.
that's a supply chain thing. That's not going to come online for 3 or 4 years.
So the bottom line is if you want anybody to do anything in this country, you've got to give them a profit incentive to do it. And so as a result of that, if the government actually wants an extra 1.2 million homes built, guess what it has to do? It has to make conditions better for property developers who they don't like to actually go out there and build those homes. So you sit there and you say, well, you can't have it both ways on industrial relations and on energy prices and a whole bunch of other stuff, and then sit there and say, will you go and build us a whole bunch of new homes when there's no profit at the bottom line?
Yeah.
This is where the Business Council and others don't argue as effectively as they should.
Oh, I agree with that. Let's talk about tariffs now, because we're all seeing this through, it's Trump's world and we're just living in it at the moment. But this tariff reprieve, it's a 30-day reprieve, no tariff on Canadian goods and Mexican goods for a while.
For a little while.
Yeah, the ASX was pretty spooked yesterday. What's happened today?
It'll come back big time, like it did in America overnight. And the reason is because Donald Trump is a negotiator, let's be honest. This is all about the posturing of it. This is all about the art of the deal. This is all about Donald Trump. So from that point of view, it is going to certainly affect Australian markets today. But do bear in mind that Australia cannot pretend, just because we have a massive trade deficit with America, that we are immune. It's agricultural goods. It's on other types of goods that Australia might find itself in the firing line with. And conversely also, it may be that China starts to flood Australia with a whole bunch of cheap goods that they can't sell to America. So that also could be a consequence if there are tariffs in the future. But let's go to the markets and let you know how they look, because the Aussie dollar also has been hammered in the last little while. It got down to a 5-year low yesterday into the 60s. Now it's going under 60 at some stage, so it'll have a 5 in front of it shortly. It's up this morning, 62.2 US cents. So, don't think about it. Here it is over the past year. So you can see it really hasn't done anything over the past year as well, still hanging around that level. Go and have a look at the stock market now. There it is, it's up 0.5% already. So that's better off the back of what's happening in America overnight. So really, in some ways, little reprieve for Canada and Mexico and Australian share market investors.
Just quickly,
as well.
Any chance we're not getting a February rate cut?
Yep. There's a chance.
How big?
Look, it's there. I sense that they're going to cut it. That's what the markets are saying, 80% chance or whatever it is.
Okay.
But if you think about the discipline, about where it goes to in the future, there is a very strong argument that they should just keep it on hold for a longer period of time.
Okay, Ross.
Gotta go.
Thanks, I think. We'll see you soon.